Hey guys, and welcome to Total Extreme Wrestling 2020. I'm Last Son, and today we're going to talk about my save with Black Canvas Grappling. So, I wanted to start a save with Black Canvas Grappling because the roster, the potential of the young lions, hopefully this will turn out to be a pretty successful save. So if we look at our creative, and we have some franchise players here, the big four, the four pillars, as you would, of Black Canvas Grappling. And that's Reizan Okamoto, Mabuchi Furusawa, Bunraku Kantori, and Funakoshi. The next big things of the company: Takanori Doi, Toyo Kinoshita, Storm Spillane, one half of the American Cobras. A tag team with Marvel Malloy that I really enjoy. I enjoy the Cobras. They are definitely going to receive a push. Right now, they're considered unimportant by our fans. So I'm wanting to push those two individuals in the tag team division. Take a look at the roster right now. I've got it filtered to only show people with star quality of 60 and above. So we have Big Bruiser Finley, we have Bunraku Kantori, Funakoshi, Giant Brody, Ichiro Mitsukuri, Iki Hosaka, Inijiro, Yoshizawa, Toyo Kinoshita, Mabuchi Furusawa, Naozen Goto, Nobuyuki Kubo, Noritoshi Miura. Miura and Yoshizawa are our tag team champions currently right now. Reizan Okamoto, Rokuma Matsushita, Subaru Imoto, Suki Takanori Dori, Tenyu Toshisai, and Yoshinaka Taku. These are big star potential. Taku here is a member of Team Taku with his father. And just look at all the roster. We can look at major stars. We don't have many stars right now, according to the game. We have Blastakoma and Rokumon Matsushita. Drop that down to well known. We have a few more. We have Finley and Giant Brody, Yoshizawa, Miura, Tsuki, Tashisai, and Taku. All these guys I would like to push higher. I would love to push Finley and Tsuki into the main event level, the major star level. Giant Brody, I don't know how far. Might get him to, star. We got to build those levels. And inside our company, we need to build those positions in the card, the main eventers, the upper mid carders, the mid card. Because my idea is we would have people that you would get into the mid card and you would prove yourself against the competition, and then eventually you take on the gateway to the next part of the card. So there might be somebody who we consider the mid card final boss, as you will. So Suki, Finley are definitely two that I want to push as high as I possibly can. Suki's skills are just excellent. Tashusai and Taku are two others I'd like to get, higher. And I'm anticipating if we lose any of the four pillars, right? They are loyal to BCG, so that's a good thing. But if we happen to lose any of them, we'll have stars built in that can take over. And that's why when you come down to the recognizable level, some of these guys will have to move up into that next level. We'll have to push them, start, taking these younger lions that we'll see here and moving them up. People like, I really like Kamasaki here. Doesn't have the best star quality, but has really good, basic skills, some good in-ring skills, good psychology. We also have Goto, who's the game has said that they're grooming him to be a star. 74 star quality, really good menace. Basics are okay. Selling's not very good. The thing that worries me and that'll have to be improved on right now, the worrisome thing right this second is his stamina. 46. Not good. Especially as you'll see when we look at our product, the fans are expecting lengthy matches. Lengthy matches to when it's important. They want long matches, and he just may not be able to go those long matches right now. and he is our BCG Challenger Series title holder. That's a problem, but one that hopefully we can work with. As we make him work, we can get some longer matches out of him. So we have guys down here that could potentially move up to the next level. We have some guys like Narahashi, who's older, Elder Taku's 52. These guys we're not going to try to push these guys. These guys might be good workers to teach the young lions skills, pass on skills. That's really going to be it. So in our unimportant level, we have quite a few young lions, people who we could push and really create the next generation. People like Kubo and Doi, Nogata, Emoto. I like I said, Malloy and Spillane as the American Cobras. Osaka, Mitsukuri. These are some of our announcers and referees. Kasaka, again, the potential of the young lions that we have in our system currently, plus some outside young lions that I'm looking at, especially people like Dreadnought here. I'll have to sign him before the owner goals comes out, because sometimes the owner goals comes out and they say no powerhouses. That takes away my, the guy I want to sign here in Dreadnought. Another young lion that I'm looking at is James Diaz. You guys have really excellent skills with large potential ranges that I think really could turn into a good worker for the company. Another one I liked is Goro Hatamoto. Again, on the low end of what I'm hoping for star quality, but has some potential for really good skills. Another one I like is Yuta Isono, the mega star. Really good skills, not bad reputation. He's good on the mic. Star quality is 87, so its potential is there to turn Yuta into the next big star in Japan. So he's one that we'll be looking at. If we look at our production, the production right now isn't bad. We review our rival levels. Rivals that really are going to be considered our biggest rivals, Exodus 2010 and WLW, we're both worse than. Right now, everything else we're either same or we might be better. If they up their values, that might become a problem, because if we upgrade, as you can see here, some of these won't cost a ton, but they'll add a ton per month. 5,000 right there. And then on top of that, a show per show upgrade as well. This one's 7,500 per show, and right now we're paying 2,500, so another 5,000 per show increase. This is 2,500 per show right now. If we upgrade, it's going to be 10,000 up front, and then another 5,000 increase. That's per show. And some months we may run, six shows in this tour and another 6 shows in this tour, and not to mention the big events at the end. We might end up running 20 events in a month, and that will add up and that will eat into our bottom line. The music right now is the only thing that we're considered worse than some of our rivals, and it will probably receive a penalty for. It's not much to upgrade it, 250 upfront. Our cost though would go to 10,000 per month. So we'd have to look, because it's 500 per show. So if we run, 20 shows, we're paying that 10,000 already. It might be worth paying the 250, upgrading it, do a flat. So in the months that we maybe have more, like on the Yoshifusa Maeda Grand Prix, we have more tours that month. It may push us above this, and it may be worth to upgrade it. We'll see. Take a look at our product. It's wrestling as a sport. So we don't have a face and heel divide. We don't have any weight splits, no stables or managers. Spinal impacts moves are allowed, high risk moves are allowed. Matches are not supposed to be called in the ring. They can be, but they don't have to be, and they don't have to be scripted. They can be any way we want. Fans will expect 100% matches. We don't have a TV show, but if we did, it'd be 90% matches, 10% angles. Matches are rated 65 to 35 for in-ring action versus popularity. The style, unfortunately, is very hard on workers due to its physical intensity and the risk injury from all those high impact moves. Fans will be upset if we have dangerous, controversial, or bloody match types. Matches less than 20 minutes will not be able to achieve world class scores. This is the one I was telling you about. Fans expect important matches to be quite lengthy, except for on lesser throwaway tours or B shows. That's why sometimes, as we see when we look at our championship belts, they say that the BCG Challenger Series titles held on some of the tours to not only draw in ticket sales, but I think also to hide some of these matches where they don't have to be quite lengthy. They want clean finishes. We don't need to overbook matches. Cinematic style matches are going to be penalized. High spot, eye candy, comedy, mayhem, car crash. Hardcore death matches will all be penalized in some various form. If we're going to use any kind of gimmicks, cages are going to be acceptable. Otherwise, we need to use basic match setups. Angles, if we use any angles, we might use a couple here and there. They're going to have to be short, or they're going to lose the crowd. We can't do anything risky. No angles on sex appeal. And any angles that's based on sex appeal is going to have like severely limited their rating. Gimmicks aren't going to have an impact, so we're not going to worry about gimmicks. Each show has to have a steal of the show, and it has to have a technical masterclass. And as you can see, the hardcore skill is not going to be used in any calculations. Attendance levels are going to be affected by the wrestling industry. Fans are put off by the use of crazy bumps and stunt bumps. Comedy gimmicks cannot be used by stars or major stars. Unmasking a wrestler is going to have little significance and will not add heat to the segment. And fans would hate the gimmickness of having someone shaved bald as a forfeit. That's our product. It's not a hard product. We do get, obviously, it's a 100% event. It needs to be 100% matches. You do get that 15% buffer to where you could have a couple angles that can then push, storylines along or explain some storylines. We take a look at our titles. Big title here, the world title. Funakoshi is our current 3-time champion. Most of the time, you see the big pillars here. Very, glorious title in our company, and is treated with very much like absolute respect in the company. We have the world tag team, Yoshizawa and Miura, treated with great respect as well. It's often the highlight of the mid card, and we had quite good mixture of different teams that have won this title. Next title we have is the BCG Challenger Series. This title is kind of like the audition for the world title. They groom the next titles, contenders for the world title with this belt. They put it on them and see how the crowd reacts. So it says it sometimes appears on tour shows as a way of selling some extra tickets. But here you see people like Finley has held it, Kashusai, Bulldozer Brandon Smith. Some of these guys, Tori obviously went on into the main event, became a world champion. Akoma has been a world champion. So we have 2 tournaments that we have as the Sole Survivor, the annual 4-way elimination match, that Sole Survivor Tour, something that fans don't see, so it tends to be kind of special to them. We only have had 3 winners of that right now, 3 tournaments. The Yoshipusameda Grand Prix is often the highlight of the year. You can see that it's got a 54 prestige. Our world title's got a 51. So this trophy is more prestigious right now than the world title. Is how much the fans and everybody thinks it's a highlight of the year. It's a single elimination tournament held at the Grand Prix Tour, and the company's elite will battle this out for this honor. So you have here a lot of the pillars here have won this in the past. Matsushita won it last year. So it's going to be something that's going to be a major achievement for somebody. Talking about our size, right now we're small. We have a 53 in Kansai. We have to get to 59 in our home region and 35 in either Chubu, Chugoku, or Shikoku. These 3. We can raise, most of the shows hopefully we do will raise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 of these. This one's going to be the harder one. We're going to have high ratings to really move the needle on this one a whole lot. Those will probably come more from our monthly events at the end of the tours. But the other ones we can raise up, pretty decently with just the tours and the events at the end. Look at our training facilities here. The Roaring Lion Dojo, set up in 2016, once the company was firmly established. Right now, April, we get a new class, and right now we get 3. If we want to try to upgrade those facilities, this is where it's expensive as well. It's 15,000 to upgrade 1%. 5% would be 60,000. 10% would be 100,000. And then between the facilities and training, this monthly cost will raise. To upgrade the training, which is at 25%, the better you upgrade this, obviously, the better the graduates will be. 1% will be 3,500. 5% is 12,000. 10% is 20,000. So right now, we're not going to be upgrading that just yet. We only have 325,000 in the bank. So we want to start building this money up as much as we can each time, trying to get, a higher bankroll, make money every month, and then start reinvesting it into the company with our production, with the training facilities. Obviously, we don't have any stables right now. We have some teams, Ikutsai and Okimasa, Kamisaka and Kiyotaka, Mitsukuri and Kinoshita, Miura and Yoshizawa, Team Taku, the American Cobras, the Wild Ones, and Yokosawa and Sen. I have no problem with these teams that we have. I am worried that we need to strengthen the tag teams either by creating some tag teams that we find out the chemistry between guys during our tours, early tours here. We find some people who can team together. Because if you look in our events, we have a whole tour, an event called Tag Mania. So that's going to be a tag team centric tour and event. And I was even thinking about creating like a trophy at the end, very similar to New Japan Pro Wrestling, World Tag League winners. Maybe they would get a shot at the champions if they win. We'll see. But if you look at we have Heritage coming up, Fighting Spirit. Then we get into our big tour of the Grand Prix. We have our Test of Champions tour. Ending with that, we have the Soul Survivor tour. We get our Time Battle tour. Then we start getting into our bigger shows. The Rising Lion, the Hunting Lion, and then the biggest show of the year, the Lion's Roar. So the Lion's Roar is our season finale event. So we get an 11-day tour here and the Lion's Roar. So any kind of storylines that we want to do would theoretically be a good stopping point would be the Lion's Roar. And then we would start again here in, Strength Rush Tour and Generations Tour and work towards those new stories. Maybe we create some storylines. And my idea for storylines right now is we have none. But my idea was to add storylines and base them around titles. I saw someone else do this. I like the idea. Base it around a title. So world title, and we add our contenders in. So that way when they work together, it furthers the storyline. Obviously, we don't need storylines. This could also be a way for just me to keep track of who I think should be, competing for different titles. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. I don't even know if it'll have any benefit to the game to create a storyline for BCG. So that would be an interesting test. Right now, we don't have a figurehead. Closest one I think we have to being a figurehead is Okamoto. And the only reason the game doesn't have like everything in green is because Tori's a little more over and Funakoshi is more over. If he building his popularity, getting him more over, all of these will turn green and we can make him the figurehead, the ace of our company. And if we do, the advantage we get would be you could massively boost business. It could help a company prosper by, marketing and merchandising. So hopefully we can, push him up a little bit, get him some wins, getting some momentum, get him some more overness. These all turn green and we make him the figurehead. and we have our ace of the company. Backstage environment is currently 84%. We have some personalities that are negative. I'm sad to see Finley here. Big Bruiser Finley has a mildly negative influence. Osaka, one of our young lions, is negative. Kiyotaka, Sotomura, Yoshinaka Taku. This one hurts as well because I'm hoping to push him a little bit, but maybe we can get this rating up to 100%. Seems like maybe this is tied into the backstage rules. Maybe they don't like the rules. No drugs are allowed. Nobody leaves until the final match is over. Hotels are organized. No alcohol. A dress code is enforced. No smoking. No outsiders allowed. Transport is organized. I don't know which one of these is causing the negative effect on the morale. Maybe any of these could potentially be working against us on this part. So we'll have to see if we can improve the rating of this morale. Our Hall of Fame right now, we have Kazu Yoshizawa and Pistol Pete Hall, who held was our first world title holder back in the beginning of the company. Thanks, guys, for watching today. The King of Puro, episode 0, the introduction. Next episode, we'll get into some of the tour, booking it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and leave any comments you have. Bye-bye.